Good morning. Welcome to week 2 of Manage the Holiday Damage. That's what I'm calling our workouts this month. Because I feel like that's the mode we're in. It's like, I don't know about anybody else. I know some of you guys are still crushing it. Like, some of you guys are way too tough for me. All of you that are doing the Advent calendar, stacking it, oh my gosh, hats off to you. You're amazing. And you're doing the Grand Slam. Like, you guys are next level. I give up. I can't keep up with you guys. But I feel like I'm in, like, December is kind of like, oh, I'm sliding a little bit, but I'm not going to slip off the slope altogether, right? I'm hanging in there, and I'm kind of just enjoying life a little bit more until January when things are going to get real again. That's how I feel. So that's why I'm calling it Manage the Holiday Damage. So starting out with some nice easy twists. Hello, welcome, say hi as you're jumping on. I have a bit of a man cold today. Whew, it's kicking my butt. I get man colds, meaning I turn into a total giant sucky baby when I get sick because I don't like feeling sick. It's just a little. I honestly, you guys, I haven't been sick. I don't even know when the last time I was sick was. And of course, it's hard to get sick now because you're like, oh my God, do I have COVID? Oh my God, what do I do? Right? Like when I get sick, I tend to just hunker down. I sleep a lot, and I'm over it in a day or two. And I tend to go on with life too. Like I don't go to the doctor. I don't do any of that stuff. I just don't know what that was all about. Sorry, you guys. Can everyone see okay? Is everything okay here? There we go. Technical difficulties today. So just a reminder that we're warming up. And so go at your own pace. Go at whatever feels good. Listen to your body. Ashley was sick not too long ago, and that means sometimes modifying what you're doing. So I'm just saying that in case you have a man cold too and you're still here. Just listen to your body. Your body will tell you what you're capable of today, and sometimes we go into this like more is better, push through the pain, no pain, no gain, push, make it happen. And really what we want to do, this is a great life mantra, is slow down to speed up, but like let, right? Listen and let. Follow intuition, listen and let. So your body says, not today, folks, not today. Then you listen. You kind of ease back up a little bit. You maybe take a little more breaks. You drop down to low, no impact, which is what we're doing now. If you're feeling, sometimes you'll start the workout and you're like, oh, this is going to be one of those great days. Like, I have energy. I feel amazing. Those are the days that you do push. You lean in. I'm going to say lean in instead of pushing, right? To me, pushing means there's resistance. So if you're ever in kind of that mode where you feel like you're pushing, you're grinding, you're trying to make something happen, it's usually not the best way to attack, right? The best way is to relax, ease up a little bit, maybe reflect and say, hey, like, what can I modify? And pivot. So, okay, I'll use, because I think you're all women here in childbirth. Right? The worst thing you can do, okay, let's not even go childbirth, pain. Let's say you're in pain. Let's say you have cramps. You have like menstrual cramps. The initial instinct is to tighten up and tense up, right? Which causes more pain. The best thing to do is relax, and then the pain sort of dissipates, right? Relax into pain. So I say that because what we tend to do when we're pushing is try to push through stuff. So anyways, hopefully that makes sense. But I always like to remind us that in the warm-up because you're at where you're at. And that's your unique perception. That's your unique journey that's unfolding. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. Don't compare yourself to yourself, right? Just remember that this is your journey, this is your path, this is your story to allow to unfold, and look inward, right? Listen and allow, versus comparing, pushing, expecting. I just thought yesterday about setting goals. I've been thinking a lot about setting goals lately. I think it's the time of year. And my company, my business, our busiest month of the year is November. Hands down, this is my 4th November, I believe, with the company. 4th, I think. And every year, it's the biggest month of the year. So it's like tax season for accountants. And so when you come off a big high like that, you're like, you kind of almost feel like, okay, what's next? So it's kind of like I was thinking yesterday, for those of you who are runners, you sign up for a race, right? You put in all the work, you get to the race, you run the race, you're on a high when the race is done, and you're like, what's next? I want to sign up for another race like right now, like I want to run it next weekend. Because you're on, but you can't. You can't, it doesn't work that way. What you have to do is you got to absorb and embrace the race you just did, reflect a little bit, right? And then set your goal, and then you got to get back to work for the next one. You don't get to just, you know, people do it. You don't get to just kind of do that same block of work, but get a bunch of different rewards for it, so to speak. So I'm in mode of, okay, last month was kind of like the pinnacle of my business, and you know, you're kind of addicted to the high, but it's time to get back to work now. It's time to say, okay, what's next? So I was going somewhere with this. I don't remember where though. Something to do with goals. Goal setting. I don't remember, you guys, sorry, but it was something to do with goal setting. But your goals are your goals, right? What you want for you is what you want for you. That's a task in and of itself, figuring out what do I want. But this is an amazing time of year to spend. I like to do it, I kind of like to do it most of December. Reflect, what did I do well? We forget, like, think back to what was happening last January. Oh my gosh, Betty, we started these workouts. Oh my gosh, was I in a different place last January, right? And February, and March. Like, we forget. You know, maybe you were in a better place then and you're in a worse place now, but we have power to change that. It's like we get to, December is a time where we get to kind of finish a book and start a new one, and we get to decide what kind of book we want to read for 2022. What kind of book do you want to write is more better way of saying it, for 2022. I like to choose a word for the year. I had a word about a month ago. I don't know if anyone remembers what it was, because I don't either. I don't remember what it was. I was like, this is going to be my word for next year. And I've already forgotten it. And I've already got a new word. And the word I'm toying with right now is becoming. I see 2022 as being a year of massive growth for me in my life, but massive change. I'm taking on, you know, a physical hurdle challenge, a 200-mile foot race in August. That's twice as long as I've ever done before. So that is going to be, and why did I do that? I believe that if we're not growing, we're going backwards. If we're not moving forwards, we're going backwards. There's no such thing as maintaining. So I always like to figure out I've arrived. I'm good enough, right? And next year, so I haven't got it all figured out yet, but I'm sharing this with you because maybe you're in the same space where you're like, yeah, what do I want for next year? And then you start to kind of, I like to write it all out. I like to write out numbers, right? I believe when we write it out, not only can we visualize and see it, but we send it out to the universe. When it's in our heads, just in our heads, right? Like we commit to it. Like when we write it down on a piece of paper, we're like, yeah, that looks good. I want to do that. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about, but welcome. Who's here with me live today? Look at this hair going on. Chantal, are you working out with us today? With Karen, Yvonne. I'm not sure if Dawn's here. But hey. So we're gonna be working on legs today. It is Tuesday. Tuesday tends to be legs day. I'm gonna pull my step forward. So you're gonna wanna step. Does anyone have like the old step aerobic step? I do have one of those. I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna use my one that somebody made for me. So we're gonna start with step ups. So we're doing legs here. We're gonna start with step ups on each side, squats, and I'm trying to remember. I have a list of things I wanted to incorporate in today. Anyways, let's start with our step ups. You can use a weight or you cannot use a weight. I'm not going to use a weight with my step ups today. I'm going to use a weight with my squats. Move this over so I can squats beside it. All right, make sure you have some water. Maybe you want a couple of different types of weights. Foot is doing well. I had physio yesterday and she said she's very pleasantly shocked at how well it's doing. So that was nice to hear. All right, so we're gonna start with one side. Okay, ready? Okay, let's start with the left side. So we're stepping up and down, okay? You can use weights. I'm not using weights yet because I'm still testing my foot. I'm seeing what it's happy with, what it's not. This is good so far. Okay, we're leading with the right leg. At 30 seconds, we're gonna lead with the left leg. I'm gonna switch legs that we're leading with. So right now, I'm gonna step up with the other side. So I set some different goals. I'm excited, you guys. Like I love the promise of a new start. And that can mean a new year. A new year is like a big new start. A new month is a new start. And every Monday is a new start. Okay, we're going to squats. You can use one weight or you can also use two weights in these. And we're gonna go to lunges after this. Reverse lunges. So we're gonna knock out some of Grand Slam and some of Advent. You know, we did high knees. Okay, next up we're gonna do reverse lunges. So I want you to really think of engaging that lower belly. Okay, I want your torso upright. These are hard. These are harder on the quads. And after this, we're going to do 30-second wall sit. So hopefully you have a wall nearby. I don't. This is not working very well because I'm pushing it back. All right, there we go. Okay, 30-second wall sit. So in your wall sits, you want to make sure those knees are over top of your ankles. So there should be a right angle. Your belly button is pulled in. I'm trying not to push the, all right, resting, woo, for 30 seconds. Can I just say, I loathe wall sit. Loathe it. Okay, so so we're going to start with the left side this time. So we're doing this round for 3 rounds. So grab a drink if you need a drink. Grab it on the next one. And ready, and going. So again, you can have weights. These feel totally fine, so I'll use weights on my 3rd round. Okay, so you want a nice tall spine, and I want you to think about engaging that core. So think about pulling the belly button in without doing a pelvic tilt, without moving your hip. A pelvic tilt rotates your hips forward. We don't want to do that. We just want to engage. So we just want to think about your core being a belt, and you want to tighten it from the inside so that it's, I'm gonna sneeze, supporting your hips. Okay, this is practice for my climbing in my race. Okay, so same thing, knees stay, you don't want your knees sliding forward past your toes. So how do you check that? Look down, make sure you can see your toes. Make sure your knees are driving out over your feet. What you don't want is them caving in like this. You don't want that. You want to drive them out. Okay? And reverse lunges. Again. So we're focused on legs today. We're going to do a climbing. So we're going to be using the step quite a bit. We're going to do a squat second, which works all the muscles all together. So I like to think of that as a compound exercise because, well, I shouldn't say it's a compound exercise. It's not a compound exercise. All right, and then we're going to go into our wall sit. Okay, works better if I do it this way. Okay, so you want a 90-degree angle. You want your belly pulled in. You want to breathe through it. Probably one of the things I hate more than anything in the world is wall sit. Probably right up there with split squats. Okay. They burn, right? Like they burn. But that is one of our Advent calendar exercises. That's where we're including it today. So we're getting it in there. So one more round like this. All right, we're going to do two more rounds, so that way we're even with our lead leg. Okay, so I want you to think climbing a hill right now. Who needs Peloton? We can create our own vision in our mind. Or no, Peloton's not the right one. Picture yourself right now climbing up a mountain. I'm going to say that I'm in Squamish, climbing up to the top of Panamint Spring. No, I can't remember what it's called. The Black Tusk. We're climbing up the Black Tusk. Okay? It's beautiful. There's a nice meadow around us with pink mountain flowers, greenery, blue skies, and pines all around us. All right, well, there goes that. So squats, pulling that belly button in, using that lower core. I gotta get back on my treadmill. My goal is manage the holiday damage in December. January, game is on. January marks 7. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 7 months of training to get me ready to run 200 miles. And in the middle of that is March, where I'm in Florida for pretty much the month. And there ain't no hills in Florida. Okay, wall sit. Okay, hopefully you have a wall to use instead of a pole, but clearly we can be, so make sure you're not punching your shoulders like I just was. Pulling that belly button in, engaging the hips, slight curve in the lower back, so keep a nice neutral spine. Head is up, breathing through it. Gotta hate these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head. 30-second rest. We're doing one more round like this. Then we're going into the next, take a full minute, then we go into our next leg set. How do you train to do 200 miles? I got no idea, you guys. I have no idea. My strategy is get really freaking strong. Oh, poor you. Oh, you don't have to do wall sit. I hate wall sits, you guys. They burn. I hate burn. I'm good. I'm such a suck when my muscles burn. Okay, so next week when we do these, if we do these, there will be weights. The ankle, look at this, you guys. I don't even feel it. She said, how does it feel? I said, honestly, I forgot I did it most of the time. Oh, other side. I just forget. Almost there. We're climbing the mountain, climbing up the black tusk, or the chief. We're climbing up the chief in Squamish. Oh my God, there's a lot of stairs, or the gross grind. Okay, drive those knees out. Let me tell you what my mission is for 2022. 2021, I think I played small, but I learned a lot, right? You guys taught me so much. You know, 2022 was a year of isolation, wasn't it? Like 2020 was a year of isolation. It was a year where we had to get to know ourselves because we weren't really out and about in the world. 2021, we built these little pocket communities, right? We built this daily move community. I remember last year thinking, I want 1,000 people in this group. Okay, we haven't even come close. We're at 360, I think. Started a YouTube channel for people who said, I want to do your workouts, I want to join your communities, but I'm not on Facebook. I have my wellness community on Facebook that we talk more about wellness, nutrition, you know, wellness before weight loss, healthy mindset when it comes to health and wellness. And then I have my business. So those are the kind of the pocket communities. Well, this year, in 2022, I want bigger impact, and I think that this is the year that the world needs it, right? Like we needed it last year, but my goodness, the fallout from the last couple of years is going to happen over the next year. And people need to know there's communities that they can plug into and feel safe and comfortable with who they are, right? And that's what these communities are for. So are they in person? No, they're not. They're not in person. That allows us to broaden our reach. But you guys, I feel so connected with these communities that, you know, I forget, I don't know. Yvonne lives in the Netherlands, so, how would I ever? Okay, so we're going back to the step, but we're just doing single leg ups. Okay, so we're gonna have to do 4 rounds again. All right, ready? We're doing one leg at a time this time, okay? Let's go. So starting with the right leg, so we're up, down, okay? So driving up through the, make sure, one thing I used to always have to cue my clients, make sure full foot is on the step. You might be using your stairs. Try to get your full foot on your step because you want the weight of the press up over the arch of your foot. You'll notice, some of you will notice that you drive up through the heel. Others will notice you drive up through the toe. So kind of take note of where you intuit. I drive up through my heel. So I focus on pressing more into my toe because I don't need to focus on my heel. I just do that. Okay, we're going to sumo squats now. Okay, so knees are out over the toes, driving them out over the toes. So my mission this year is to expand the size of every single one of those communities, right? Some people need move sessions. Everybody needs move sessions. Not everybody wants to listen to me babble during their move sessions. Some people want to do Peloton. Some people want to listen to Tommy Rivers on their treadmill. Whatever. That's totally fine. Okay, we're doing side lateral lunges. Okay, making sure that you are squatting backwards into that heel. I wanted to test my ankle on these. You can hold a weight, or if you're a beginner, don't hold a weight. My ankle feels better than it did last week. Okay, we're gonna go to plank. Sorry, we wanna hold exercise. So we're gonna cover off our planks in this series. We've knocked off a few. Pulling that belly button in, neutral spine, squeezing the shoulder blades, and we rest after this one. So some people are going to need the move sessions. Some people need nutrition or wellness. I think we all could use a little bit of wellness help in that. Well, part of wellness is self-care, is working on our mindset, working on our thoughts. Huge part, probably the most important part, probably the part that most people don't do. I didn't. Like, I didn't until I learned. And then I have my business community, which my goal is to really expand that too, because people need community. That's what I've seen, and people need a place where they feel safe to be who they are. You know, on my team, my business team, there is certainly an eclectic group of women on that team. We're all very different. Would we be friends in life otherwise? Maybe not, but it's just beautiful to see how, you know, a common thread can bring people together, and how people can be a little braver. That's the goal of community, right? Of my communities. I want to allow you to feel a little braver and more courageous against the world than you might without, right? Like, maybe you're like, I'm gonna go sign up for a 5K, would never normally do that. Maybe, you know, you're gonna, I don't know. I always think running because I'm a runner. Maybe you're gonna become a real estate agent because you're like, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Jocelyn says. Whew. Maybe you're gonna sign up for a 200 miler. Okay, we're gonna do curtsies next because I want to knock off. We're gonna alternate is what we'll do. So, nice little step. And you want to, if these bother your knees, just do regular lunges. You want to step behind, but make sure that squat is aligned over the knee. Again, if you have bad knees, it's not one you're going to want to do. Okay, high plank this time. So squeezing those shoulder blades. So you can go through the Grand Slam and you can go through the Advent calendar, and that's what I'm going to do later, and pick out what we didn't cover in this session. So we're not going to get everything in because there's just too much now to incorporate into our sessions. Okay, 30-second rest, and we're doing that round 2 more times. So we got curtsies. We'll probably finish, if we have time, with some burpees. Honestly, you know, you have a cold, and again, I'm a man cold type of girl. Like I turn into such a suck. I just want to like lay around and someone to bring me tea. But so I was like, oh, I want to cancel the workout today. I'm too sick. I don't feel good. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm probably gonna feel better. I feel better already. Like sometimes it just pays. Not always. It's not always smart to work out when you're sick. Definitely not always. You have to kind of figure out. One of the general rules of thumb I used to hear is if it's from the neck up, you're good. Like it's actually probably better. So move stuff around. If it's from the neck down, meaning like flu or obviously bronchitis. Not bronchitis, pneumonia, that kind of thing. So control your foot on the way down. You don't want to work out until that's passed, right? But generally, it's gonna actually help. Movement generally. Like one of the reasons that my ankle is healing so fast is I am continuing to move on it carefully, right? Like within reason and listening to it. But I'm not immobilizing it, right? And she said, like, that's why, or one of the reasons. Not the only reason, obviously. Okay, side squats. So if you have a weight, you can use a weight. She said, I see her again end of December. She said, I should be good to go. So that's good news. By the new year, let's do boat next as our hold. So down into boat. So pulling that belly in, lifting the legs about an inch above the ground, inch or two. Breathing through it. You can make it harder by lifting your arms up. The other thing I use is my heart rate. My heart rate. So yesterday when I felt the man cold coming on, my heart rate was through the roof. Like it was much higher than it normally is. So that's one of the benefits to monitoring your heart rate, is knowing what's normal for your body. So I knew I could feel it, right? I could feel my body felt tired, like it was fighting something. So if you monitor your, and same with injury, right? Like when I did my foot in, your heart rate will be higher when your body's in distress for one reason or another. When your menstrual cycle is coming, your heart rate will sometimes be higher. You can tell it's coming. And that's a sign to maybe ease up a little bit, right? Maybe that's your sign to, so yesterday or last night when I felt it coming on in the afternoon, I thought, yeah, I'm getting sick. So I rested. I had already run, thankfully, and I had already done this, my Advent in the morning. Today, my heart rate's dropped down closer to its normal self, so you know you're on the mend. So it's amazing to be able to kind of, and the other thing that's great about heart rate is you can see yourself getting fitter. And you might see that result, like before other results, right? So as you become in better shape, your heart has to work less laboriously to pump and fulfill its functions, right? So that's a sign that you're getting fitter. And then again, like if you track it, you know when things are right. So like I said, when I wrecked my ankle, I was wondering how bad it was. I knew it was not good because my heart rate was up. My body was working to repair, right? I had a little tickle in my throat about a month ago maybe, and I was nervous I was getting sick. I looked at my heart rate, nope, hadn't changed a bit, so I was like, nope, I think it was good, and sure enough, next day I was totally fine. So it's just a great marker of what's happening. You can see, find out what's happening before it happens. Okay, what we're doing curtsies. So getting those glutes. Today is all about legs, all about glutes. Feeling these. We're gonna do our, just for kicks, we're gonna do our tricep dips next. We only have to do 10. Got a 30-second timer going here, but so make sure your butt is nice and close. You want to squeeze those elbows together, so you don't want them going out to the side. We got 7 seconds left. So squeezing them. Pretend you're holding a ball between your elbows. And if these are too easy for you, you can put a weight on your lap. I find them hard. Oh no. Hopefully you're seeing your osteo soon. Your osteo can fix your neck. Okay, we're taking a full minute rest. Grab a drink. We're gonna do a more cardio-based set next, so we don't need to step anymore. We're gonna do broad jumps. I'm gonna try and incorporate some of our, I'm gonna do some core. We're gonna do broad jumps, core, plank burpees, core. All right, let's go. Last set. Okay, broad jumps look like this. So you're gonna jump forward, turning, forward, turning. So you can go faster, go as far as you can across your room. We're gonna try something on the next round. I'm gonna get brave. Using those glutes to jump. Okay, into Russian twists. So we're down, chest is up. Okay, you can use a weight for these if you have one. Woo! Heart rate is up. Whose heart rate's up? Mine is. Chest is up. Twisting all the way to the side. We're doing plank. Planked up burpees next. And we're gonna do push-ups. So we're gonna get in some of our, I said we wouldn't, but we will, time permitting. Honestly, these push-ups are gonna suck after doing cardio set. All right, push-ups. Oh my God. No, don't got real ones today. Do real ones if you can. Keep that spine long and neutral. Woo! Okay, we're taking a full minute after this one to let the heart rate come down. Sometimes too, I keep adjusting my shorts, sorry. Sometimes too, like your neck stiffness, maybe like movement and exercising actually, again, like helps it, right? Because it gets blood flow and it loosens everything up. I know I've done stuff to my shoulders before. Once you cool down, it'll probably stiffen right back up, but. Okay, here's your options. This is our last set, you guys. We're gonna hop on one leg. If you're strong enough to do it, I'm testing my ankle here. If not, just do the two leg hops. Okay, ready? So I'm starting with my good leg. Just hopping. Now I'm going to my bad leg. Woo! Here we go. Not much balance on that one. Okay? Make sure your belly is pulled in. This is my physio. I can't even keep in a straight line on that leg. Isn't that funny? Finishing off. Okay, Russian twist. My physio said to do bunny hops on one leg, so there we go. I got them in. Okay, the next one we're gonna do is burpees, just regular burpees. You're welcome. Now you don't have to do extra burpees after. I'm not sure what I missed. I think we got quite a lot of it. We missed mountain climbers, is what we missed. We'll finish with that. That'll be our finisher. So we're gonna do burpees right now. I don't know if we got enough plank jack burpees, mind you, because I know we're supposed to do 10. I wasn't counting. You can always add more. I might add a few. Okay, what were we doing? Push-ups. Okay, let's see if I can get some actual, yay, here we go. V push-ups is what we missed. I don't think Betty's on today, live. She'll write in the comments later what I missed. One more. Push through that sculpt line. Okay, mountain climbers. This is one of my physio exercises too. Keeping those shoulder blades squeezed, head is up, lifting the knees, lifting from the core. Here's how you know you're not lifting from the core. Your feet slide back. People used to tell me, oh, I need new shoes, or this floor is no good. What were we gonna finish with? V push-ups, let's go, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! If your feet slide back in mountain climbers, it's because you're not lifting your core, you're pushing the ground away instead of lifting your knees. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what you're doing. It's not the floor, it's not the shoes, it's you. So it's something to work on. It means you're not lifting up with your core. Have an awesome Tuesday. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you all tomorrow.